Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'll tell you about a foreigner who learns a hard lesson from locals after cutting in line, tourists arrested for selling ice cream, Filipino Green Card holder detained in Seattle airport after returning from the Philippines for a vacation, an ex-flight attendant busted for smuggling, and a couple of lighter stories in the end to keep you sane. Let's just jump straight into our main story. A foreign tourist cut in line at an attraction in Maya Bay, Thailand. Thinking rules didn't apply to him, the locals disagreed and gave him a hands-on lesson in Thai culture. He left with more stamps than his passport. Oh man, nothing better than seeing somebody get the beating they deserve, fucking around and finding out, especially by the locals. What are you thinking, bro? Yeah, I get it. You're quite big, especially in Thailand and Asia. You feel like a big man. But don't forget, man, you can't just disrespect locals like that. There's a limit, and I think these people just had enough of this dude. Or maybe other people's disrespect, and this guy found out the hard way. Luckily, nothing more happened to him. In the Philippines, a 10-year-old boy passed away after reportedly undergoing a circumcision procedure at a lying-in and medical clinic in Tondo, Manila. According to the boy's mother, her son began experiencing complications shortly after the procedure on May 17th. A sad situation for this young boy. However, our next circumcision case was a happy one. I would have never thought I had back-to-back circumcision stories, but a 27-year-old man from Lapu-Lapu, Cebu participated in a local government Libering Tuli free circumcision event and unexpectedly received a cash prize of 10,000 pesos. Although the program is typically intended for younger boys, the man still joined and was rewarded for his participation. In a Facebook post shared by the local government, his face was hidden behind the money he received. Other participants were also given free medicine, ice cream, a meal, or fast food chain coupons. This man got 10,000 and got his wang chopped off. I mean, I would assume somebody could do it at a younger age. I didn't know you could do it as an adult, but I guess you could do anything, right? Yeah, usually you see this in younger people. But hey, man, I am curious to see if YouTube is going to allow me to say circumcision without being demonetized, so I guess I'll find out in the editing process. Next up, a 42-year-old Filipino green card holder was detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport on Monday 15th. After returning from his family vacation in the Philippines, the man who has lived in the U.S. since age 12 was taken into custody over non-violent offenses from his youth, despite having previously traveled without issue. His wife, a U.S. citizen, publicly appealed for his release, criticizing the lack of transparency from authorities and support from the Philippines government. Advocacy groups have joined protests and demanded accountability, noting that Filipino green card holders have also recently been detained. The Philippines consulate was slow to respond, prompting frustration among supporters. The case has sparked broader concerns about immigration enforcement and consular support for Filipinos abroad. And this also in light of another Filipino, I believe, teacher who was raided by U.S. officials in Hawaii. I don't know details about that, but stuff like this has been happening a lot lately since the new administration is taking place. They're going really hard against immigrants, undocumented aliens, anybody that's in the country, whether legal, non-legal, all this court system, nobody's going. There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you follow that stuff, you know about it. If you don't, the U.S. is cracking down on illegal immigrants. And some legal, some not legal, wrong people getting detained, sent to different rent. Here's another story. This I don't understand. Our next story. Another one involving Asians, right? So U.S. immigration authorities have deported around 12 Southeast Asian migrants, including individuals from Myanmar and Vietnam, to South Sudan. Despite a court order prohibiting such actions, lawyers revealed that deportation through a recent court filing, citing a detention officer's email and raising alarm over the migrants being sent into a country facing renewed civil war. The deportation followed earlier failed attempts to send migrants to Libya and Saudi Arabia, which were temporarily halted by a judge. The Department of Homeland Security has not responded to the incident, which critics say reflects the U.S. government's increasingly harsh immigration policies. Advocates condemned the action, noting that it defies legal protections and endangers lives, especially as South Sudan descends into further violence. If you don't know, South Sudan is one of the most dangerous countries in the world, like hands down, and they've always had some political and like civil conflicts. The one thing that I really want to know, why South Sudan? Like, why didn't they deport them back to their country of origin, like Vietnam, Myanmar, and whichever other countries or 10 were from? So I want to know about that, number one. I try to look up some random Google searches. There was no actual concrete reason why that was. I thought initially maybe if there was like if they're seeking asylum in the U.S., so suppose they were like involved in some political journalism or some things that they can't go back to their country for those reasons. But then if they came to the U.S. under asylum protection, why are they being kicked out? Obviously, they didn't come here illegally or whatever's the reason. If anybody has more detail about this specific case and why they're being sent to South Sudan, I'd love to hear about it. Next up, a 21-year-old flight attendant from South London has taken into custody at Colombo Airport, Sri Lanka, following the discovery of large quantity of green in her luggage. Authorities reports say that the substance was believed to be high grade, was intended for distribution among high-profile individuals with an estimated value of 1.5 million pounds. Local officials described the incident as one of the most significant bus seizures in airport history. Once known for sharing her travels online, the individual's sudden arrest has surprised friends and followers alike. Investigators are exploring possible links to organized groups, while the UK's Foreign Office has confirmed it is offering consular support. Another person from the UK, this is close to 10 people this year alone from the UK specifically, smuggling grass into neighboring countries, other countries, back to the UK, other European countries. What a shame. You'd think this girl would have the world at her fingertips considering how things are done these days, yet she chose to go down this path. I guess you mess around, you find out. Next up, Cagayan de Oro City's Representative Rufus Rodriguez said that the proposed participation of the Philippines in the planned ASEAN Unified Visa System gets a hard pass. Okay, I'm going to do a deep dive into this proposed ASEAN Visa Unified one on Living Abroad soon, probably tomorrow or the next day. But for now, I agree, a hard pass from my opinion, from my perspective. I think it's not a good idea. I was surprised nobody really talked about it, maybe because I didn't give too much information last time I brought this up. But the Philippines and 6 other countries are looking into having like a unified visa for everybody. Which means if you get that visa, you can hop around to different countries, but I'll break that down further in my next video on Living Abroad. And then let's go to Thailand quickly. A 27-year-old Turkish national who operates an ice cream stall with a distinctive Turkish-style serving performance on Bangkok's Khao San Road is operating on a tourist visa. He was arrested along with 8 other individuals from Myanmar working without the proper visa. Buddy, that thing right there, people are going to see from a mile away. And you are obviously a foreigner. The first thing, anybody that wants to bribe, anybody that's doing their job properly, anybody that wants to stop illegals working in their country would notice you. Like, hey man, you're not Thai. What are you doing serving ice cream like that? If you guys see these performances, they're pretty funny. I mean, if you're a kid, it's pretty fun. As a grown man, I think I might be a bit annoyed, especially if I didn't know about it, right? So the first time I saw this, ice cream thaw? There's a joke in there somewhere. The first time I saw it, I was actually a little bit humored. Let me know if you tried Turkish ice cream or if you've done this, actual routine or this whole situation where they pretend you give you the ice cream, but they don't, and all that. All right, let's move on to some lighter stories. Look at this dude. A photo of an improvised garage taking up more than half of a residential road in Cavite City went viral online, sparking mixed reactions. Some criticized the owner for blocking the road and showing entitlement, while others explain it's a private compound where only relatives live and no public traffic passes through. Similar cases of the roadside parking causing inconvenience have drawn attention before prompting discussion about stricter parking rules in the Philippines. Yeah, talk about entitlement. I talk about people feeling entitled a lot on this channel, tourists, whatever, but this dude took it to a whole nother level. If it's true that it's a public road, although some people are saying it's a private road, or at least not like no public has access to it, in which case not as bad. But I can't imagine somebody thinking this is okay in just like a regular public road. I think it's pretty funny. Like, what are you protecting, bro? I mean, I guess from the weather, right? I mean, it looks pretty shaky anyway. However, in Southeast Asia, a lot of people have zero respect for the sidewalk, the no parking zone. People park wherever they can and go the opposite. But if you live here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then in Thailand, a farmer and mango distributor has released CCTV footage showing a herd of wild elephants invading his residence and agricultural area. The elephants entered to eat mangoes that had been sorted and stored, as well as unhusked rice that was being dried in the yard. The farmer stated the incident like this has been occurring continuously for a week. Initially, fewer elephants came because the mangoes were still unripe. But during May 18th to 19th, as the mangoes began to ripen, elephants started coming every night to rummage and eat, causing damage to belongings in his house. Looks to me, this Thai elephant was looking to make his own mango sticky rice, but just gave up on this, ate whatever was there. But mangoes are delicious and elephants are smart. So yeah, that's going to get you that situation. All right, so let's end with this dude right here. Look, man, I know you want to be comfortable on your ride, but this is a whole nother level. You don't even need like airbags if you're driving like that. But don't do this, guys. What are you doing, man? I've seen people do all kinds of weird stuff on motorbikes around here, but a mattress, and this man is laying on top of it? And now it's time for our segment Yesterday Today, where I read some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Starting off with a big thank you to Omar, who bought me a coffee. Thank you so much, Omar. And if you guys are enjoying these videos, want to show some extra love and extra support, you can go ahead and buy me a coffee to support the channel. I've left a link in the description down below. Here are some of the top comments. Rick J says the Philippines are going to keep their money and kick their butts out. Come on, man. And Teddy also said, did you think that maybe they will confiscate all the money and send them home? Then tell them, thanks for playing. Definitely a possibility. Mornblade said, change your diet to carnivore and you will get some relief for your knees. Thank you for that tip. And lastly, Bulala Boy says, the thing is, Philippines is surviving off tourist dollars and foreign investment. Most of these cases we wouldn't hear about if we didn't have people like you covering them. And even then, they are overshadowed by other exaggerated positive vloggers trying to make some money. The most I ever heard about the Philippines from random people was the Vitaly was messing around, and from the point many of the friends have been sending me videos about the bad things happening in the Philippines. I think this is why Philippines is harsh on him, not those doing the more serious crimes. Foreigners who have been through Naiya, know, and he just brought a lot of attention to the negative in the Philippines. In some ways, I understand what you're saying. You know, like the whole idea that vloggers, positivity, making videos, highlighting the thing is, that's kind of like, let me try to understand. Okay, here's the thing. Most people like to share the positive thing in their lives, firstly, right? I'm not going to go ahead and share negative experiences, typically not me at least. People go online to try to brag or show off, and most of the time that comes with like going to beaches, hotels, eating nice food, meeting wonderful people, right? So it comes from that point of view, and definitely from the point that YouTube itself does not even allow me to talk about so many other things. Like, obviously, I come on here telling you guys about what I can and cannot say, so that kind of corners people to only talk positive. It's kind of weird, right? I understand, because like YouTube makes money from their advertisers, and so do the content creators. They're kind of like, their hands are tied in some ways. I don't want to excuse anyone that over-exaggerates things, but I can see why it happens, for example, right? So I hear what you're saying about that, but that's just the way the whole platform is, unfortunately. Of course, there's some other, like you can follow other like not Twitter. Yeah, I guess X can do it, or TikTok, to get like real life, more balanced views of the Philippines. I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. And then for re-elected Cagayan de Oro City 2nd District Rep, we